All right, it's time for Game Time Decisions with cleveland.com. I'm Nathan Baird. He's Doug Lesmerises. He is Stephen Means. These are the things that you need to look for going into the game. What does Ohio State need to do? What does Michigan State need to do? Kind of the secrets to the game to maybe try to come out with a win or have the victory that they need on Saturday. Doug, what is your Game Time decision?
So it's the same one I said when we did these last week for a game that didn't get played against Illinois. It's Justin Fields coming off a 3-interception game. How does he balance taking risks versus, not getting picked off and still trying to make big plays and all of that? But the thing that now is more curious about this is like the principal's not going to be there. So Ryan Day is a quarterback guru. We know Corey Dennis is the quarterback's coach. We know Larry Johnson is the acting head coach for this game. But I'm just curious. Ryan Day has been able to do things virtually. They can have virtual meetings. It's not like Ryan Day and Justin Fields aren't talking during the week. But when Justin Fields throws a pick, I'm just assuming every time he does, when he comes to the sideline, he gets a little side eye from Ryan Day. He can't yell at your quarterback every time he throws an interception. But Justin, 2 of the 3 picks last time he was on the field were bad decisions. We're just like in the moment. One's a bad read. The other 2 were just like kind of like, what are you doing, man? So I'm curious to see. My instinct is that he'll be a little more cautious, that he'll pull back a little bit. Maybe he'll sacrifice making a couple big plays because he doesn't want to make those mistakes. He doesn't want to be loose. I thought he played maybe his loosest game as an Ohio State quarterback against Indiana. But then the other side of it is Ryan Day's not there. So at least you won't get yelled at right away. Now, you might get yelled at later, but you're not going to get yelled at on the sideline. Not that Larry Johnson won't maybe yell at you, but it's not the same as getting yelled at by the real head coach who's the quarterback guy. So my instinct is Justin plays it a little closer to the vest, but I'm also wondering about it now since we know Ryan Day can't be on that sideline.
I wonder how it's as effective to get yelled at over a Zoom call as it is in person. Because if not, I think you're right. He's in a very much ask for just do it and then ask for forgiveness later, type of situation. Because I don't know how effective you can be getting yelled at through a computer screen because your coach can't see you for like 2 weeks.
Well, it's definitely not real time either. It's a delayed chewing out that you would get. Yeah. And I think it is interesting to think about what does it mean for Justin Fields that Ryan Day is not there on the sideline on Saturday. That we're going to be interesting to ask him about that after the game, assuming everything goes as we expect it to. Stephen, what is your Game Time decision?
Yeah, I don't even remember. This was mine last week, but I want to see if there's any personnel change in the safety position. I want to see if Josh Proctor is out there, and if he is, I want to see how he plays in that role. Now that he's not thrown out there as a safety in the Clemson game, he actually gets to be the starting single high safety. And I want to see if that improves some of the issues that we've seen with this defense, especially with Marcus Hooker's just been out of places sometimes and hasn't been making plays. When you put a guy like Josh Proctor back there, who we know and have seen in the past can be a playmaker, I want to see if there's any changes, and that cleans up a lot of the issues that we have with the secondary. So first, is he actually the starter? Let's check that off. And then after that's the case, how does he look?
So mine is, it actually kind of goes back to the same one that I picked going into the Illinois game. I had said that Ohio State needs to get Justin Fields going early, kind of establish him early, coming off of that Indiana game. And now maybe it's even more important that you've had another week to kind of sit around and think about that Indiana game or want to put that Indiana game behind you. Do they go to him early on and get him going? And the wrinkle that's different, though, is Michigan State defensively has defended the pass all right. They've got more interceptions than touchdown passes allowed this year. They're third in the among Big Ten teams in yards per attempt allowed. So it's the one thing that they have done fairly well this year, actually, is defend the pass at times. So that's the challenge early on, I think, is that, Ohio State knows where its weapons are. It knows it has a quarterback that it needs to kind of get locked back in. And how do they get him kind of, what do you want to say, like locked in early on, get his mind right early on and let him then kind of take over and be Justin Fields as he usually is and kind of let that happen over the final 3 quarters. Those are our Game Time decisions. Come back to cleveland.com/OSU after the game for full coverage and analysis.